It's the Rush Utah High School Sports every day. Here we go. Brought to you by Appliance Wholesalers Plus. Trust the boys that sell GE and Samsung at AWP. They've been supporting Region 9 athletes for over 25 years at AWP. Little Cinderellas story brewing in 4A softball, Larry. With the RPI these days, sometimes getting high seeds late into the tournament is tough because they're seeded so well because of these dang computers. But Deseret Peak, an 11 seed, has made it all the way to the quarterfinals. They beat Crimson Cliffs this past weekend, the 6th seed, and now they got a chance at Uintah, one of the best teams in the state, tomorrow. Deseret Peak is led by Peyton Bates, a freshman. She was watching Blippi a couple years ago, and now she's hitting .466, 13 doubles, 3 triples, and a dinger as a 9th grader. She had 3 hits against Crimson Cliffs and 2 ribbies and a double. Only 3 strikeouts all year for Peyton. Love to see it. Also, Caden Spires, a star junior, 387, 36 hits on the year, 36 runs scored, 10 doubles. Here's Caden's telling us about the Golden Eagles this year.
Hi, my name is Kate Spires. I'm number 2 varsity catcher on the Golden Eagles softball team. I'd like to say I'm mostly proud of all the hard work and determination that we've put in. We've been counted out since the very beginning of our season, but we can't wait to keep proving everyone wrong. Someone on our team that I think doesn't get recognized enough would be Madison Skinner, also known as Turbo Rocket. She's one of our pitchers and does a lot for us, helping us come out on top in multiple games.
All right, we're going to 5A baseball, Larry. Another team upsetting some people's brackets, and that's the Roy Royals. Beat Kearns. We talked about Kearns a couple weeks ago, had a tremendous season and turning the program around a little bit, but this is what happens in May sometimes. You get upset. Roy's the 22 seed. They beat Kearns and now have a chance at West Jordan. They're led by Logan Vorwaller, who's hitting .337 this year. He's got 29 hits, a dinger, 19 ribbies. In the series against Kearns, he went 3 for 5 with a run and an RBI in Game 1 and 1 for 4 in Game 2 in that 4-3 win that went to an 8th inning, right, Larry? Parker Skidmore, another star on this team, hitting .369, 31 hits in 84 at-bats with a .450 OBP. He went 4 for 5 against Kearns with a run and an RBI in Game 1. He also pitched 7 innings with 6 strikeouts in the victory. Here's Parker.
What's working for us right now is we have a great team energy, continuing to celebrate the big and small wins as a team and working hard in practice, continuing to battle at the plate, even if it's in practice, just having quality at bats and just continuing to work. As we hit the playoffs, our pitching has been the best it's ever been. Jace has been the best second guy I could ask for. Trusting him on the mound is great to have. It's all thanks to our coaches for pushing us hard and making us work in practice and continuing to find our stride going into playoffs. Some people that are going to be X factors is Chase Moran continuing to do his job as a role player and finding his groove at the plate will come, but he always has quality at bats. Cruz Williams, finding all the barrels he can. It's going to be important for him. He had a big Game 2 against Kearns, so hopefully he can keep that rolling, keep that momentum going. That would be great. Lincoln Beatty, continuing to be a wall on defense behind the plate and continuing to find barrels at the plate, being our leadoff man, which is a great leadoff man. Juju Turan, staying hot at the plate, had a big Game 1 against Kearns and did his job in the big moments, which was great to see from a young freshman, and continuing to be a beast on defense.
Miley Allen and the Logan Grizzlies softball team have a big matchup coming up with Canyon View as the 4 seed. They beat Delta in round 1. Miley is hitting .561 with a .902 slugging percentage, 16 doubles, 3 triples, 2 home runs, and 24 ribbies with a .615 on-base percentage across 27 games. This will be a great matchup against Canyon View. That's the 4-5 seed.
Good morning, Andy. Yeah, let me tell you about Miley. She is a once-in-a-lifetime athlete, total stud, every coach's dream. She's a lefty, but we joke she could, play any position on the field and do a good job if she wanted to. We could have a lefty shortstop. She's got a cannon of an arm. She wishes more people would still offer. People see her warm up and they don't want to go on her. So sometimes she says, I'm just going to fake my throwdowns so they don't see it. She's a stud. She's fast as anything. She's one of our captains. She's a leader. She works hard. She's our leadoff batter. She's just the whole package. She's awesome to have. She's invaluable to our team, and we're really lucky to have her at Logan High, and I'm excited to see what she does in the future.
All right, 4A baseball tournament going on right now at Kearns High School. The number 1 seed Snow Canyon Warriors, led this year by so many sluggers. We talk about them every week on this show, but wanted to point out our guy, Trey Vaughn, for breaking one of the biggest records at Snow Canyon High School, the season RBI record. You think about all the bombers that have been through Snow Canyon. Trey Vaughn this year, 51 ribbies, broke the record previously held by, Larry, help me out, was it Mason Strong, Landon Fry? So many great hitters for Snow Canyon over the years. The state record is 60, so he needs 10 to break that record. He's averaging about 2 RBI a game. They're expected to go pretty far in the tournament. They're the number 1 seed, maybe to the state championship again. They go every year. So he could play, 5 games in this tournament, maybe more. So he's got a chance at breaking the state record. Congratulations to Trey Vaughn on a great, just athletic career. Not only baseball, Larry. Football, he's Snow Canyon's all-time sack leader as well. Multi-sport kid, super talented. It's been fun to watch over the last few years at SC. This segment is brought to you by Nets on Fire, the premier basketball facility in all of southern Utah. For tournaments, camp schedules, leadership trainings, go to netsonfire.org. Welcome back. It's The Rush. We're thrilled to have the state champs in the house. 6A volleyball, boys volleyball state champ, Lehi Pioneers. We've got Coach Schul, we've got Ashton Schul, and Ty Reynolds. How's it going, guys? Thanks for being here.
It's going good. Pretty
Good. Let's go back to state champ night. Coach, I'll start with you. You're down 2-1, and then something happens in game 4 where you guys just go off. Can you kind of tell me your perspective on the way things started in the match and then kind of that moment in the 4th game?
Well, we knew it was going to be a battle no matter what, and the boys stayed confident. After we lost that set, my assistant coach, Cody, said, I guess we're going 5. And the boys took that literally. And something special about these boys is just the amazing bond that they have as a team. And when they catch fire, watch out. And they caught fire. It was a tight game, 5-5, and then things just went our way. The boys were firing on all cylinders. And it was just amazing to watch.
Ashton, I'll ask you kind of the same question when you get down and that kind of attitude you guys had of this is going the distance, even though we've started maybe slower than we anticipated.
After we won that 4th set, we were like, we're not losing this. We just knew we were going to win this because we believed. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Ty? What were you feeling throughout the whole match, but to that point when you guys took over in the 4th game?
Yeah, there's never really a point in the game where we felt down and I kind of thought we might lose. After we lost the 3rd, it kind of just, all right, we're going 5 right to the 4th, and things definitely went our way. And then just carried the momentum and stayed together as a team and got it done.
What's it like when you guys get into a rhythm like that? I think it was a 17-4 run I read, 17-2 in that 4th game. What's that like, especially between you two, which, you're setting up Ashton, Ty, and he's putting it down, and you guys can do that over and over again. Ashton, your perspective first. You guys have done it all year, but just describe that chemistry that you guys have had.
It's been there since we were 10, so it's just we've always worked on it. I just yell Ty mid play, and he knows where to put it every single time.
And Ty, how about you? How do you feel about that?
This guy is my favorite guy to play with ever. I just he makes me look good. I make him look good. That's a good combo.
Awesome. And then I think a lot of people around the state were anticipating this matchup, Coach, with Bingham because they're so good and the defending champs and stuff like that. How did you prepare this group to be ready in that pivotal moment to where they were going to dethrone the Miners?
Well, we knew that we might be able to match up with them, and we wanted to see them because we knew that if we wanted to be the best, we have to beat the best. And Bingham, coming in as the reigning champions, we needed to go through them, and so we were excited when we got to play them. And so we just prepared, before the match. We knew we were playing them. We've seen a lot of those players on Bingham in clubs. We kind of know their tendencies, and so we just game planned a little bit more. But the most important was we were just focusing on our side because we knew if
Yeah.
we could be the best defensive team, we'd win. And we focused so much on our defense this year and our serve receive and tough serving. And those are the key points that kept us in the game. If you notice that the very last rally, that was one of the longest rallies, and the boys just kept getting the ball up until we were able to get some good looks and put the ball away. So defensively was our key going to that game. We've got to get stops. We've got to get touches on the block. That way we could get more in-system sets on offensively, because Bingham's such a great blocking team. We had to be in system, so they didn't know where we were going to go with the ball. And that's what happens when we're in system. The Ty could set anybody and have some open looks.
Who were some X factor guys in that championship match, Coach? Aside from kind of the stars, Johnny and these two, and maybe a couple others, but who was a guy or two that really made a key dig or something down the stretch to kind of make a big play?
Definitely, Rigdon, our libero, had some huge digs, huge plays. Serve receive kept us in system, but unsung here also, Ben Anderson, some key blocks at some key moments in the game. And then Tommy, coming in 12 kills, probably his best game of the season,
Wow.
hitting wise, 12 big kills, including the game winner. And then Kyson, solid defensively, picking the ball up and keeping the team. He's one of our other team captains. Kyson kind of kept, helped us keep a level head and stay focused.
And then next year, let's look ahead. You guys don't have time to rest because you guys are going to be predicted to be one of the top team next year in 6A. What does that forecast look like? We know you're going to be good. How does everybody else look as far as running for another title?
We're bringing back 4 starters, right? 5 starters.
Wow.
We're losing Kyson and Johnny. Bingham's bringing back a lot, so Bingham's going to be tough again. Lone Peak's going to be tough again. Kind of those powerhouses are still going to be there. It's going to look very similar to what I did this year, but we're excited to get going again, and we're going to take a break, enjoy this state title, and then we're going to get back to it next year.
And then I was going to ask, pretty crazy turnaround that you guys have had. Obviously, volleyball's new to a lot, to Utah in general, boys volleyball. But we were just talking off camera a little bit about when these guys started as freshmen. You guys won a few games, and a couple short years later, you're the best in the whole dang state. So, Ty, can you tell me about kind of just developing a program with this coach and your teammates and a winning kind of mentality for the Pioneers?
Yeah, first year, I think of volleyball being new is kind of just whatever team had the most kids that already had experience in club
Mm-hmm.
were the best teams, and it was kind of me and Ashton, and
Yeah.
that was pretty much it at the time.
And you guys have been
Honestly,
playing. You guys have been playing volleyball since you were young, right? You and Ashton both.
we were about 10, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how
Um,
does Ashton? How does the atmosphere of a big volleyball game, big volleyball match, I should say, compare to basketball atmosphere?
It's a little smaller, but it's still really loud. Like basketball, everyone's screaming like almost every second, and volleyball it's just every point everyone's screaming. So it's like just kind of different.
Yeah, it seems like an awesome atmosphere. The
Yeah.
state championship atmosphere looked awesome. I wish I could have been there. All right, that's Ashton Schul, who got over 1,000 kills. Coach, tell me a little bit more about Ashton, the first boys volleyball player in history to get over 1,000 kills in his career. He's still got one more year left.
Yeah, he's had a great career because he's also had a great setter. They both started as a freshman, and really it was Ashton and Ty that freshman year. So he had a lot of attempts and a lot of opportunities to get a lot of kills that first year. Ty himself already set the record, or setting the record for most assists in a career.
Yeah.
He's got over 2,500 assists already too. But that's what happens when you can start as a freshman, and those two were the foundation for Lehi volleyball, and they've just continued. But in the last 2 years, we've been able to fill in with some role players. That's how we took third last year, and
Yeah.
that took some of the attempts away from Ashton to give him better looks, better swings. And then this year, he ended up with 511 kills this year. Ty ended up with 1,133 assists, both state records in a single season. But that was because, we did play a lot of matches and a lot of sets, but they had good looks. When Ashton, he was more efficient this year because they couldn't camp on him like they have in the past, because we had so many other options. And Ty was moving the ball around so well. And so that has been part of the reason why Ashton's been able to get over 1,000 kills, because Ty's been able to put him there. And Ashton doesn't like the typical high outside set. He runs different routes that makes the defenders not know where he's going to go when Ty's setting.
Oh, wow. Okay, very insightful. That is great. An incredible career both of these guys have had, and they got one more to go with Lehi as defending state champions going into next year. That's Ashton Schul, Ty Reynolds, and Coach Colby Schul with us here on The Rush. Thank you guys so much. We look forward to covering you next season.
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you.
Quick break. It's The Rush. We'll be right back. Boom. You guys are awesome.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for making. Send us your highlights, Andy at therushutah.com, or anywhere on social media at The Rush Utah. It's The Rush Utah, high school sports every day.